My name is David DeBandry. I'm the CEO of DeKingPrecision, located in Los Angeles, California. Before we're using the scheduling module on JobBOSS², all of our scheduling is pretty much done manually, and it's tough to make real-time decisions when that happens, especially when customers are asking for status. The best you're doing is really just making educated guesses, and it's hard to then hit those targets. The implementation process of JobBOSS² took some time. We had to get data collection going and have it work really well for us, and had a lot of employees that work with us for a long time, and changing the culture that's been in place for 30-40 years is rather difficult. But what I found is making the data collection process easier and easier. I just kept doing different iterations to a point where it became very easy for them to do it, and they didn't have a reason not to do it anymore. They also saw the benefits we were getting from the scheduling module and the data collection we were getting. So the culture slowly started to change to a point now where our data collection became good enough so that we can actually use the scheduling module and trust it. All right, so I'm going to give you an example of how DeKing uses our scheduling module. Every shop's different. Every shop floor looks different. It's just how we use it. And you can use this as an example and maybe take some takeaways from this and do something similar, or at least get some ideas for your shop floor. So over here, we actually have a Swiss screw machine department. These are all Swiss type screw machines. We have 11 of them. And so when you have to group these in your schedule. So it's really important to start from the work center view. So we'll go to JobBOSS here, JobBOSS², and we'll go to the work center. I have, here's my A20 work center right here. So I have 5 of these. So by giving 5, if I'm running 8 hours a day, that means we have 40 hours of work we can do on these machines every day. Now, there's no way those machines are going to be running 8 hours nonstop. So we have to come up with a capacity factor. Over time, we determine our capacity factor is around 65 to 70%. So you'll see here is that we are utilizing 65% of the hours that's being scheduled for these machines. And this is really important because this is what's going to dictate whether you're going to be on time or not. If you're too high, if you think you can do 80%, but you're only doing 65, your schedule is going to be pushed back every single day. If you're too low, which is probably better, if I say I put 50%, but I'm really at 65, that means that I'm completing more hours than what's being scheduled, so I'm pushing my schedule forward. And what that looks like on the scheduling module. And so here's the A20 right here that we're talking about. Every day, we're getting capacity hours filled to 65% capacity. We've already completed some hours today. That's why we don't have 65% here. But you'll see if I go to the day view, see every day on this machine, we're expecting about 60 hours of work, 47 hours of work. And on Friday, we only have one shift, so only 23 hours of work on that day. So we look at these as time buckets. When you're quoting jobs in JobBOSS, your customer is essentially renting time from your schedule for your capacity hours. And so it's on you guys at that point when you get the order to make sure you're hitting your targets so that your schedule is giving you correct information. But for us, it's been great. It took some time for us to implement it, data collection, getting that good enough to where we can trust our schedule, and then figuring out the right capacity factor. But once doing that now, when a customer gives me an order, I process the job. I theoretically know when that job's going to ship right after processing the order. It gives me a ship date. And if that's behind the customer due date, I have to notify the customer. It also allows us, we have visibility in our schedule. If the job is due 30 days from now, but I have 6 weeks of work on this job, it's going to show we're going to be late. It's going to give a recovery date. So then we can update customers and say, hey, we're running 2 weeks behind. Is that okay? No, we need them sooner. Okay, then we have to adjust our schedule to then fix that problem. Maybe do some expedites as well. But it gives us foresight and gives us tools to give better customer service and have better on-time delivery. The only way I can quantify the scheduling module is really probably just on-time delivery. The on-time delivery implementation process has been a process for us. And I think in the last 6 months, we really got it dialed in. Before that, even though we were still working on it and getting things going, we were still making kind of educated guesses. But now that we have it implemented, our customers, even though some aren't happy with our new due dates, we know that we're going to hit those. It just comes in trial and error, figuring out, what your capacity is, everything. And once you have all that dialed in, you should be able to trust your schedule. So we're at a point now where we're really trusting it. And it takes a little bit of maintenance every day, not much. Just go in the scheduling module. You have to do just make sure the jobs are right in there. It takes about 15 minutes max. And if you do that every day, you can trust your schedule pretty well. But also just the tools for us to make better decisions on the fly. We can move different jobs around and see if that improves the schedule without making things late. And so just being able to have that ability to have a little flexibility and also have the foresight to know how that impacts our schedule before we make decisions or before we call customers. I mean, there's no going back. At this point, and we're just scratching the iceberg, our tip of the iceberg for us with the scheduling module. I mean, we're still like about 6 months into having really good data. So we're learning as we're going, but it's shown a lot of good progress. And the inside, there's just no way we're going back. I mean, we see where this is taking us, and we're excited for the future.